freshman here at Clark Atlanta University, mass media arts major with a concentration in radio and TV, and I am in Professor Oluwajuemi's 10:50 a.m. to 12:05 p.m. U.S., Africa, and the World History class. I am discussing ancient Buddhism. Today's topic is ancient Buddhism. Now, if you didn't know, ancient Buddhism was established in northern India in around 500 BC. It began with a prince by the name of Siddhartha Gautama, commonly known as the Buddha. The image you are about to see is the earliest depiction of what Buddha might have looked like during his time. About 2.5 centuries ago, ancient Buddhism began when a prince called Siddhartha Gautama, commonly known as the Buddha, decided to take all the suffering in the world and find solutions for them. In order to fulfill his destiny, he would spend hours meditating and analyzing anything he could until he finally reached a state of being enlightened. This marked the end of all his worldly attachments. Meditation is all about being relaxed. This is an idea of the type of music the Buddha would listen to, and many Buddhists today listen to while trying to meditate.
Rolling.
Oh, hello again. Again, that was the meditation music that often would be played while practicing Buddhist meditation. What a lot of people don't realize is that Buddhism isn't monotheistic nor polytheistic. Buddhism never claimed that the world, sun, moon, stars, wind, water, days, and nights were created by a powerful God or even the Buddha. Buddhists believe that the world was not created, but that the world has been created millions of times every second and will continue to do so by itself and will break away by itself. That may seem a little confusing at first, but basically, Buddhists believe that the world systems always appear and disappear in the universe. Buddhism goes beyond the religion and is more of a philosophy or way of life. The Buddhist path can be summed up as to lead a moral life, be mindful and aware of thoughts and actions, and to develop wisdom and understanding. Ancient Buddhism spread throughout the world with the help of small communities of monks and nuns known as bhikkhus that developed around the paths that Buddha traveled. These missionaries were extremely helpful. These missionaries were extremely helpful and devoted to the Buddhist teachings. As a sign of their devotion that they wore certain clothing. They dressed in yellow robes and wandered throughout the countryside, engaged in peaceful meditation. In the 3rd century BCE, various determined leaders built the Mauryan Empire and engaged in many horrendous battles in order to extend its boundaries of control. During the war period, King Ashaka became afraid for himself, the kingdom, and his people, and converted to Buddhism. After his conversion, he adopted the Buddhist code of non-violence and renounced all warfare and incorporated Buddhist practices and teachings in his ruling. Because King Ashaka wanted to spread Buddhism, he encouraged the bhikkhus to travel throughout the kingdom and share the Buddhist teachings. A lot of things took place during the rise of ancient Buddhism. Some of these key events include the transformation of the early mendicant communities into permanent monastic institutions, the great support of lay patrons, and 400s BCE, the Kharosthi script is brought into use, and 383 BCE, the Second Buddhist Council is convened in Vaishali in India, and 367 BCE, the non-canonical Buddhist Council is convened in Pataliputra, In 250 BCE, the Third Buddhist Council was convened by King Ashaka in Pataliputra. In 220 BCE, King Ashaka's missionary Mahinda visits Sri Lanka and Theravada, and Buddhism is introduced in the country. In 180 BCE, under the rule of Greco-Patrician King Demetrius, Buddhism develops rapidly. And last but not least, in 120 BCE, the Chinese Emperor Han Wudi accepts 2 golden statues of Buddha. Buddhism was practiced heavily. Why can't I say heavily? Buddhism was practiced heavily in India, Tibet, and Japan. As I stated before, the government was involved because some rulers adopted some of the teachings and practices and/or fully converted to Buddhism. Over time, there were no new developments or changes to this religion. Within ancient Buddhism, there is a subtle separation of gender roles. In the lay community, there was no difference between the roles of men and women as far as the Buddha was concerned. Although women were extremely dependent on the male figures in their family, they were allowed to travel the roads, live alone in the forest, beg for alms in the cities, preach to citizens, debate with other heretics, discuss the teachings with others, attain enlightenment, ordain each other, and compose poems that are used in present-day practices. Funny, right? During the time of ancient Buddhism, society as it is today was extremely patriarchal. Men acted as Buddhist monks. Men were also seen as being closer to achieving nirvana than women. Yes, some of these gender roles were interchangeable. The men were allowed to preach to citizens and debate to other heretics and ordain each other as well. Buddhism has greatly impacted the modern day world. It has offered solutions to many of the problems that we are suffering with today in this materialistic society. Buddhism offers a deeper understanding of the human mind. It explains a purpose to life. It explains apparent injustice and inequality around the world and provides a code of practice or way of life that leads to true happiness. Yes, this ancient Buddhism is still practiced heavily today throughout the world.